We know what to look for technically in the charts to find clean and simple entries. So let's go through here. First one is right here, Vertex. By the way, ticker symbols in the upper left-hand corner. This is a weekly chart, and there's daily. See where it says daily, and over here, weekly. I always like to do this side by side. I encourage you, this is something I used to teach at the IBD meetups. Look at both weekly and daily. It will really help you make better decisions, investing decisions. You can see these tops across here. Longer base, good volume on the weekly, right there, you see this? And then it lifted off here, and here's the daily, and you can see good volume on that bar too, okay? So what's the high on this bar? The high on this bar is 23.53. VERX, if the market's okay, and that's an if, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if this could take out 23.40, the high on this bar is 23.53. If the volume's good and the market's acting good, this could be a buy at 23.40 on VERX. First stock on the list. Let's go on to the next one. Here we go. There's Meta. This is weekly on the left, daily on the right. And what catches your eyes? Last week, look what it did. It closed up on a pickup in volume. They bought it, all right? Now it's just going sideways around here on the daily. Again, this is a max list stock. We love max list stocks. So what do we want to do with it? Well, you've got tops across here, and I'll draw this. You can see this right here. And I'll draw it for you here on the daily, just so you can kind of connect the dots. And don't think, this is very important. Please don't think you've got to get it to the penny. No, you don't. There's a cluster here of lines. Highs here, near highs here, going sideways. If this could push across these tops with really heavy volume, that would be good. Now here's another very important lesson, and we teach this in Mission Winners. This is a very important lesson. Just because it's a red bar doesn't mean it's a bad bar. And just because it's a green bar doesn't mean it's a good bar. I'll give you an example. Somebody looks at this bar, well, that's a red bar, that's a bad bar pad on heavy volume. Look where it closed. It fell down, it gaps down, it falls, closes near the highs and lifted up. Look at this bar. Oh, it's a red bar on heavy volume. Look at where it opened, look at where it closed. It falls way down, closes, and then you get a good lift. Did the same thing right here. That's a valuable lesson. It's something we teach in Mission Winners. Very important. Remember this. Just because it's a red bar doesn't mean it's a bad bar. Just because it's a green bar doesn't mean it's a good bar. Always, like with this bar right here, it's a green bar, but look where it closed. It was met with selling. Went up a couple of days, and then it tailed off. There's the other side of that coin. So anyway, there's Meta, something to look for. If we can start to take across these tops, there's a price alert right here. Safest entry is taking out the highs of this bar, all right? And then get a follow through, pushing through that line on the weekly over here and the daily over here. So there's another one to watch. Let's do another one here. There's Tesla, basing right here on the 50-day, just a little bit below the 50-day. Look at the weekly. You can see these clean tops for 2 weeks. Here it is on the daily. What would be our interest in Tesla? Well, the high on this bar is 254.77, 254.28. Folks, 254.80, that could be a potential buy. But I stress, it needs good price action, it needs good volume action, and it needs a good market. All right? Don't argue with the markets. It's bigger than all of us combined. But if we get that, and this pushes through on good volume, that could be a potential buy. There we go. Let's do another one here, all right? There's Costco. Got this nice tops across here. You can see this. There's good accumulation on here. Look at that on the weekly. And here's the daily. Well, what we want to do with Costco, just take out the tops of this bar here. 572.20 would be the entry. I can't stress this so. It needs a good market. It needs good price action, and it needs good volume. You need all three constraints met, or don't do it. Don't do it. Don't argue with the markets. Never. It's bigger than all of us combined. So pointing that out, I'm going to do one more here. There's NVDA. Rallies right up to the 50-day and backs off a little bit. Volume's about the same. Here's the weekly chart. You can see these tops right here. What do we need to do? Push through here, push through this line here, the 50-day, and lift through that in a good market and do it with good volume. So there's some stocks to look at for this week. I'm not saying they're going to go. Okay, I don't know the future, but I do know from having done this for a long time, we know what to look for from a fundamental perspective, and we also know what to look for in a technical perspective. And that really helps us. By the way, you see the weekly base right here? Right through there? This was on the key list back here. And that was a pretty good move through here. We'll just call it 290 up to 490. There it is. it works. Anyway, and I need to stress, I'm not saying it's going to do that again now, okay? But just some stocks to watch. Thought I'd share that with you, and I hope that helps you, and I thank you.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.